All right, that's good. That's good. Press live on TikTok as well. Go live there as well. All right, everything's live. Start the timer. Fuck it. I am a man of my own word and my own schedule. Hello, Dragon Boy. Thank you for being first into the fray. I will remember you as sure as we remember the heroes of Normandy. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Hello, Life of Shade. Million Ants. Thank you. And I'm now going to set the Ko-Fi redeems live exactly on time. Exactamundo. Reborn Cargo, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Let me pop out YouTube chat as well in case anybody hops in over there. Live chat is currently unavailable. What, just because nobody's watching me? Come on, YouTube, don't be rude. Happy birthday, Helios's mother, whose name, I believe, is Angela. You to take in the good words of Father Mauld. I appreciate it. I did my... Wait, what's a Kegel before I blindly say it? It is a pelvic floor exercise. Oh, hell yeah, Mork. I'm proud of you for successfully propagandizing one of your friends. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I did those. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For Tuna, the Tuna, thank you for the 13 months at Tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. And Kashmira Keel, thank you for the 3 months at Tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. We need to set these live. Am I gonna leak everything to TikTok? I think that is how, yeah, that is how this screen works. Hold on. Goodbye, display capture. You'll be back in a moment. Au revoir, display capture. We will see you in another life. Another me. Okay. Those are live. We are only setting... This is the vamp timer, by the way. Tressilum, thank you for the 7 months at Tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. I am happy to hear you have done your Kegels. I need to go later in the day because I forgot to do cuts and need to put it in Moxfield. Also background mic noise. Okay, if it's static, let me replug. You will be... Oh, interesting. Hold on. Okay, 1 sec. I need to replug the mic. Also, Tressilum, thank you actually for the Tier 3 sub. That is much more important than a Tier 1 sub, and I'm sorry I missed that the first time around. Welcome to the special dog home for better dogs who love me more. Boss, I don't know how to do a Kegel. I was there for your explanation yesterday, but you see, I'm not a dude, so I don't know how to stop the piss without pinching it or whatever. I presume it's relatively one-to-one, even if you have a vagina, where imagine you're peeing and you need to stop peeing by clenching your pelvic muscles. Do that. Also, White Bread, are you on the schedule for today? I don't have you on the Google form. Did you purchase an extra one, or did you purchase one for this week and then forget to fill it out? I hit my Kegels every day. I am here to crush coal to diamonds with my pelvic floor. Perfect. That's the exact type of energy I need from my soldiers. Ah, hold on. The YouTube. All right, let's try again with YouTube. I believe I am. I think I didn't finish filling out now that you've said it. That would make sense because I only saw 3 people. Well, I saw 4 entries for Sunday, and I was like, okay, everything's good. And then I looked at them, and 2 of them were from the same person with the same deck. So I was like, I'm not sure what's going on, but I only have 3 unique decks. So yeah, You can go on the later end of the stream, but I am trying to keep this one tighter. In my ongoing quest to make these streams more entertaining and more snappy, we're probably going to run the roasting today from like 12 to 2. And so if so starting at 1:30 is too late, then we will begin to get into a little bit of trouble. But don't stress yourself too much, because again, these happen multiple times a week. Galen McKenna, deck roast is 60. No! Fuckhead, it's 69. Get it right. It's the funny number. But yes, I pushed the prices of the deck roasts up until they no longer sell out in less than 5 minutes. And that is the price they have to be at to not sell out in less than 5 minutes. Slash Seeker, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Dog Home for the 5th month in a row. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Bob Logic, for this week, I am only going to do non-stream deck roast. I think, or deck review, sorry. Very specifically, they are not roast. I'm going to take this week off from doing more deck roast because I think my brain is just getting a little tired. My brain's just getting a little tired, and I need a little more time to let my mind wander, you know? I gotta meander and shit. I was genuinely so upset when I found out Mald's name was actually John. I thought it was a funny bit to contrast the most vanilla name possible against Maldhound. It's still a bit. Just because the bit is reality, that just means I'm method. No, the Mald files are not done yet. I still have to do. That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason. Fuck you for making me buy Claire Obscure Mald. I don't know how long I'm gonna be stuck not playing anything else now. I would say like 6 months. I would say like 6 months. Million Ants, thank you for sounding off that the off-stream ones are awesome. There is also, again, now we have the VOD channel. And so if you ever wonder what the off-stream deck reviews are like, you can go to Maldhound VODs. And there will be a growing backlog of either stream VODs or off-stream deck reviews if you are on the fence about it. Damn, I'm just trying to build the Kratos and Atreus partner, but I suck and I'm a chud. Listen, Galen, if you just want help building stuff, you can pick up a lot of stuff by osmosis just by watching. I realize that's very shilly. I get it. However, a lot of deck building problems are universal. A lot of deck building problems boil down to like, you don't have the right priorities or you haven't picked cards that actually reflect what your stated priorities are. Deck building is like life. You say you want to go to the gym, which is drawing cards in this scenario, and then you go once every other week, which is putting 2 card draw spells or putting opt in your card draw section. Hello, Redacted Plays Games. Thank you for coming to the stream today. Sorry, I missed the stream yesterday because the Discord notice didn't go off, and I, for some reason, assumed you had decided to not stream instead of just checking Twitch. That's low-key reasonable if you're used to the Discord notifications. I don't know why the bot didn't go off. Yes, the custom card reviews are meant to be on today. How many $500 deck reviews does he need to get before he just suddenly retires? A lot. A lot. To suddenly retire? A better question is, because we saw boot.dev paid to have a YouTube video that was just me reviewing their deck. I'm not going to tell you how much they paid for it, but the amount of those I need to get before I spontaneously retire, meaningfully lower. And even then, my retirement would just look like Wayne's Discount Bonkporium. Like, this is my favorite thing. Meh. I was cuddling Z 10 minutes ago. I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. I love doing this. I very much enjoy doing this. I love doing live theatrical bullshit. I love scripting and filming bits and trying to make them. And so retirement for me would just look like less deck roasting, but we would still do them, and it would just be like more random shit. Matt Zex, thank you for the 5-bit cheer. That is actually enough for me to retire, so we will just close the stream down now. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Hold on, let's just... Oop. Bye, everybody. Okay, new day, new me. Let's do some deck roasting because we ran out the 10-minute vamp timer. Do you have any suggestions for building bracket 3 or bracket 4? Bracket 3 makes sense, and I understand conceptually CEDH, but bracket 4 feels in an awkward space. This is the last thing I will touch on before we get into the roast for the day. Right now, building bracket 4 is nearly impossible. Wizards is being intensely hypocritical and inconsistent with their communications about bracket 4, and I personally think it is impossible to build a deck that is just flatly, yeah, this is a good bracket 4 deck, because on one hand, or in the same breath, they are telling you this should be as fast as possible, you should have no restrictions on the cards you're using, you should be using the best cards you possibly can for your strategy. You shouldn't even care about meta. Just the best thing you can do. And also, it is on average 4 turns slower than CEDH games. Sorry, not on average 4 turns slower, but like on average, it should go 4 turns, and CEDH doesn't have that restriction at all. It is in a very weird place where the way they describe the card restrictions, it should not be different from CEDH in terms of speed, but it also is. Bracket 4 is just your favorite bracket 3 going as far as it goes, so just probably don't do Breach, Freeze, or Thoracle, sort of. I think you're correct with sort of, and that therein lies the issue. Because what if the furthest your favorite bracket 3 deck can go utilizes a Breach combo? Like, what if your favorite commander is Celeste, the Mardu commander, and you're like, I want to push her as far as she can go, and you do a graveyard combo? Yeah, use the best cards, don't do the best things, but like, what if you like things that are good? Right? If I use the best possible cards for a commander and it ends up being good, am I now CEDH even if I built with no understanding of a meta or didn't try to build it to a meta? Like, that's what the turn restriction thing is alluding to. And then they're also like, no, fast as you can. Fast as you can. Well, MLP, the extra turn restriction is a smell thing. I won't talk about that more right now because we are at the end of the vamp clock. What I think bracket 4 is a silly deck idea pushed to its maximum potential. That's great for you. That's not what they're saying it is, though. Like, if that's what they said it is, because it's also impossible to divine potential. If my, like, and I want you to understand, I agree with you on what it should be. I'm speaking to the difficulties of building for it with what they've actually given us. Because bracket 3 decks aren't silly deck ideas. Bracket 3 decks, they said the difference between bracket 2 and bracket 3 is staples. So if you're in bracket 3 and above, you're already playing like a good stuff deck. Or you're allowed to play a good stuff deck, and you're not banned from Dave and Buster's just because you're using good stuff in your deck. And then bracket 4, they say the difference is speed. So you're allowed to use good stuff. You're allowed to use fast mana. You're allowed to use any number of game changers. You're allowed to go as fast as possible. Like, trying to say, oh, but the deck idea has to be silly doesn't really help anything. It doesn't help anybody figure out what type of decks are appropriate for this. Okay, so Wendy's Baconator also needs a delay. So then I am calling out on my knees, potentially hands, begging, Saber of Red, Blue Ran, are you here? How much do I have to donate to get you to help me upgrade my Valgavoth precon? Zane, I sell that service. On my Ko-Fi page, I sell commissions every week. To do it on stream is $69, and that is called the deck roast, and in that, I mostly make fun of you. To do it off stream is $20, and you get a 20 to 30 minute video where I help you do whatever you want to do. I do get what they were going for, but I think I think it's a pretty bad outcome to put a little bit of restriction on it, and a little bit of a confusing restriction at that, because they put the turn limit restriction on. They put the turn limit restriction on and literally nothing else. And they should really, I think, give a little bit more care to the distinction between them. Zane, am I going to be on the new season to pack it up? I am in the season premiere. And then I will be coming back at least one more time. Oh, that's good, Starry. I have a deck list that's complete. I don't want help with it. I just think it's cool. That is the roast thing that I sell, David Akers. If you just want to show off a cool deck and have me talk shit about it, that is the $69 thing. That's fucked up, Karakuto, but I'm glad you got to see your favorite band. I think Mauled was really onto something on the podcast when he said they just need to give us a bundle of examples of what these deck lists would actually look like within each bracket. Yeah, I mean, really what they need is they need the commander format panel. Like it seems like a waste that Hasbro presumably will not pay these people enough, because they already drafted a shitload of content creators to do this. And since they've already drafted a shitload of content creators to do this, they really should be doing a like whitest kids you know thing where they film a bunch of mildly comedic content about what is appropriate in each bracket. But they're not doing that, presumably, because Wizards is not fucking paying them enough to do that. Ashes and Leaves, that is on Maultown VODs now. I have been cajoled. I have been recommended. I have been learned into not keeping VODs up on my main channel. And so I've moved them onto Maultown VODs. Vluran's here. Time to pack up Vluran. Vluran has sent in a spooky deck. I want to make everybody at the table draw a ton of cards they can't possibly use while benefiting off their suffering. Okay. All right. So I'm hearing... Oh, wait. Manual ad break. Manual ad break. My fault. My fault. Xavier, we're doing good today. Hey, Maldhound, what does silly versus spooky versus scary mean? Silly versus spooky versus scary is a measure of how good your deck is that my friend Danny Phantom came up with. Silly means each individual card you play is not very good at all. And it is via a confluence of really not very good at all cards that you will wind up some sort of cartoonish punch to kill people. Spooky is every card you play is like pretty good, but it doesn't do a lot just by itself. You need like 2 card synergies or 3 card synergies for it to really start popping. Scary is every card you play is either super fucking good or threatens to combo off with like one other card. Oh no, you got ad broke before you could hear the answer. Oh, it's almost like I planned that. It's almost like I've monetized you within an inch of your life. You can't even hear this now. I'm the whisper in your walls. I'm the ghost, not in the machine, but in your brain. But what are we but machines? Endlessly toiling. The electricity of capitalism coursing through our veins, telling us to buy, 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 buy. Anyway, butts. They didn't hear any of that. Isn't that awesome? I love how subjective reality is. Oh yeah, Voice of Madness. Gix does. There's a lot of stuff that breaks timing restrictions for Azula. I've been looking at the new Maryland. What do you think about it as a fairy theft deck? I don't know what I think because I have not seen the new Maryland, and we only have 60 seconds until we kick into Vluren's roast. Me, when seeing horror beyond my comprehension, I don't get it. I'm immune to it. I'm immune. I don't understand. You got to be flexible, right? How big is the ocean? Big. I don't need to see the many-armed creature that sleeps at the bottom of it to know that it's large. I just accept it's large. Elementary, my dear Watson. Boss, can we get the VOD channel link from the main one? Might be me, but it's hard to find. Yeah. Yeah, we should do that. We'll do that during a vamp break. How about that? I haven't even sipped my coffee today, guys. I'm just that excited to have it. Fucking addict. The deck review forum still says December 2025. That's crazy. I've invented time travel. Aren't you happy for me? Clap. Clap. I figured out fucking time travel. And you're being pithy in Twitch chat? Come on. I've not seen Dream Harvest. I still need to thank you for the claps. I appreciate all of you very much. I need to do the full Lorwyn set review with Elk. Probably coming next week. Sauron, congrats on that kitty. Me, who drinks a cup of coffee and a can of White Monster every day, you have to figure that out, but there's no time for you to do that because we're looking at Vluran's deck. I'm going to start recording for the VOD channel. Please, please, one time. Thank you. Today, Vluran has sent in a spooky deck. Primer says, I want to make everybody at the table draw a ton of cards that they can't possibly use completely while benefiting off of their suffering. Survey says, ineffectual group hug for $500. What do we got? The Room Where It Happens. Beautiful reference. You score a point there for sure. Council of Four. A 5-mana Azorius commander. So we're group hugging when the party's halfway over. Untagged art. 1 blue. Start your engines. 2-mana tap, draw 1 card. Max speed. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. I'm spooked, for sure. I'm spooked. Genuinely, love in my heart, this card is so bad, I feel it necessary to ask on behalf of your health how many boxes of Aether Drift you opened. 1 to 10, dog. How quickly am I calling a wellness check on you? 1 to 10. Yeah, Shiver Me Timbers is right. Okay, I'm going to draw double cards and I'm going to gain double life. I am afraid of everybody around me and I don't know what removal is. Cute. Cute. Cute, you're a greedy bitch. I'm here to support greedy bitches. Big greedy birds chirping in their nest. Please, please, Papa Mald, give me a good card. Give me a better card than Aether Siphon. Holy fuck. And then what? Oh my god, we can't be afraid of maximum hand size. We can't be afraid of maximum hand size. Okay, whatever. Magic Mirror, if we're doing quite a lot of spell slinging. Sick. Doesn't look like we have tags. Untagged creatures. Okay. Somebody else gets to draw a card. I get a benefit for drawing a card. I can potentially draw many cards. I am afraid of my opponents, but on turn 6. Okay, drawing a card good, and is Draft Shaft phenomenal. Very good in draft, sure. Not very good outside of draft. Could go infinite, we'll see. Cave Smasher, thank you for the 10 streams in a row. Way to loot. Yeah. All right, I'm seeing the hug. I'm seeing a little cheating. I'm seeing a little bit of you really like 4 mana, put 1 counter on one guy. A little bit of damage. A little bit more damage, a little bit more group hug. Okay, ways for them to draw cards. You did lie to me Unless I see some really different stuff going on. No, you're a goddamn liar. Holy shit. Okay, I see a lot of ways for you to spam a little bit of card draw. I saw like 5 ways for my opponents to draw cards. Right, it's Kami, Academy Lore Master, Twain, Lauren, Brawling, Second Doctor. So 6. My fault. I lied on your name. There was a 16.666 repeating percent difference in how much of a lying piece of shit you were to me. 6. If you have a lot of card draw, you'll draw like 1 a game. You'll draw like 1 a game. So not only do I doubt your ability to group hug, let me just, do we have any? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, no reason, Mill. Hell yeah. No reason, piss everybody off. Knowledge is power is kind of funny. I kind of doubt your ability. All right, motherfucker. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was being too kind. I was being too kind. This is... Okay, we have another way for everybody to draw cards. Yeah, sure. No, I believe you. Nobody look at the card that shall never be cast. Let's talk about forced fruition. I presume this is the hallmark of you going, I'm going to give you more cards than you know what to do with. And you have forgotten the 3 G's of group hug. It is gaslight, it is gatekeep, it is girl boss. I don't see any real method of gatekeeping. There is no way to turn off this card draw. You are not taxing anybody's spells. And so this is like, you're actually on the 3 H's of group hug. You're on hand job, holy shit, they're beating me to death because of all these hand jobs I gave out. That's a little tougher to navigate. Like, oh, I wish upon a star to jerk my friends off very hard. Like we're giving everybody a lot of resources, and we really do not have a way to control it. We don't have removal. We have a little bit of please, please don't hit me. We have a decent amount of benefiting from card draw, but this to me looks like 90% a deck that is like, I want to draw extra cards every turn, and I want to get a benefit for me drawing extra cards every turn, but I don't see a single reason we're giving other people cards. Like, we don't benefit from it, really. Maybe Champions of Minas Tirith, but I feel like you're playing this mostly for the Monarchy anyway. So I have questions. Oh, good, we have 1 piece of interaction. Fuck, I take it all back. I take it all back. You're good. You're good. Oh, true. Our commander's the only benefit. Right. And this commander doesn't seem very well built for what you want to do if you want to do, I want to spam drawing cards. No. It's a counterspell if we let them draw a card. Because then they draw a second card and I draw 1 card and then everything's fine. 35 lands. And then every Teferi! Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, let's just... I'm going to get in the spirit of this deck and head to Christmas Land real quick. Okay. I just want to make sure... Hold on. Vluran, I've been unfair to you. I have been unfair to you. And I want to make sure that my mindset is accurately reflecting the mindset you have to be in. Hell yeah, cut a deal, secret rendezvous, prosperity. Okay. We just like bald black guys. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. These are not very good. Well, okay, so 5 mana Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim, and who slows the sunset, I can kind of get with. This seems to me a lot like a deck that is a meta parasite, right? Like, this is very, very interesting to me. There's a couple... I'm going to talk about the good stuff. There are a certain number of decks where this shit looks unbeatable. Decks that are built to tap out to play 1 spell every turn, this deck will kick the shit out of. because they won't be able to double spell, they won't be able to use any of the cards in their hand, and you can just play a shitty little 4-mana piece of draft chaff, and it will eventually become a 2020. I personally would categorize this as straight silly, because people have to not only really ignore you, you immediately fold to anybody that's not trying to kill you with combat damage. You cannot remove permanents, really. Can we... So this 1 Teferi can tuck, this can hit a creature, and then you can tap some stuff down. Yup. 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 Fuck. And that is the extent of our removal. So this is the type of like bracket 2, unbeatable. Bracket 3, dead on the ground. You are the lieutenant character in every like shonen anime who gets introduced as a real cool guy, and then the moment you meet like the arc's villain, you're just dead on the floor. It's not your bad. That's not like a condemnation. That's just an assessment of where this deck wants to play. I don't even think you pub stomped at bracket 2, but I think this is a very like bracket 2 you get to rock. If you want to take this into higher bracket gen pops, you are missing the ways to gatekeep. Like if you want to go, the 3 Gs of my group hug are Gaslight, Gaslight, Girl Boss. That's the deck you've built. We can roll with that, but we got to be fighting idiots. Yeah, we're Piccolo. You have to aura farm like Piccolo. You just have to pick your opponents correctly. You can't be running it with Vegeta. You cannot be running it with Vegeta. You got to pick Child Gohan. And even then, you still might lose. Because you have what you have purchased yourself with the lack of interaction is you get to have a million different funny good time cards. There is such genuine joy in that I do support it. I would be remiss to not point out a single Spellslinger deck runs you into the dirt instantly. But let's see how much fun we get to have when it does work. Hell yeah, Makokoro. Hell yeah, Cool Art Planes. This deck folds to every commander with a green symbol on it. I don't think that's true, Voice, actually. I think that is maybe more true in bracket 3. In my experience, it curb stomps bracket 2 and still does okay in bracket 3, as in 40%-ish win rate. I am horrified to tell you that is definitely a I play against idiots problem. I am horrified to say that. Oh no, we go basic planes, Esper Sentinel. Somebody will Soul Ring and not pay for it. Play this, Fairy Mastermind. Play this. Oh no, I have a basic island. I do basic island, Academy Lore Master. Ooh, Fairy Mastermind Lore Master. I like that a lot. That's a nice one. So I will assume most people choose to draw the card. Maybe 2 out of the 3 people. We go tap land, scry 1. I don't think we need that. Maybe we didn't want to scry 1 just to get Clincont Sky Mage out to begin drawing our cards. Yeah, pretend I didn't scry that shit. We would play this. Now, local LGS casual commander night. Yeah, like I think if people don't really want to, if people play solitaire into this deck, they get fucked for sure. This is a deck where you have to look at the resolution of Fairy Mastermind and Academy Lore Master and be like, and the table has to go, oh hey guys, we can't we can't be taking these cards because they're gonna draw an extra card. Like we can't Rhystic Study them. These two together are nearly heuristic study for you. And so, if in your mind, the average table you play against is taking this, peace and love, keep ripping them up. This deck is unstoppable and awesome. These 3 cards together, this is Exodia for a blue player. This is the fucking Triforce. You're Megazording them. It's fucking awesome. Now, the deranged motherfuckers I play against would look at these 2 cards and be like, hey, nobody take any extra cards. Also, swing everything you have at John. And then I would die painfully. But if we live in a world where they take all the cards, hey, I draw 3 extra cards and I get a 4/4 flyer. And then I untap and I play probably my commander. Almost certainly. I'm considering Winskst and Lauren. Yeah, it's our commander for sure. No. I'm being cute. And then we have another breakpoint. If I play against crazy motherfuckers who read the cards that are on my board, I'm fucked. I'm getting board wiped. I'm discarding the hand size. Fuck the 1 counter spell I'm never going to be able to pay for. And probably fuck, like, Confounding Conundrum. But if they just go like, oh, hell yeah, I'll take 2 cards. This is actually not even a roast of Luran. This is a PSA to the motherfuckers who take extra cards that are offered by Azorius players. Because everyone who takes the Academy Lore Master trigger gives Vluran 2 cards and 2 power onto the bird. Oh, wait, it never works twice on the same people? Holy shit, dog. It's a fake punt deck. 100% win rate the first time. If you ever see me in these streets again, I'm fucked. I'm leaving town. I'm changing my name. But the first time. Yeah. That's not really my vibe. Vluran hits the table with the Men in Black Neuralizer. Yeah, that's the only card you need to add. You need one of these right now. Right fucking now, brother. Yeah, like I actually think this playtest is the perfect approximation of it. Because if you stuck stuff like this, and people should be like, for me, alarm bells are going off the moment I see these 2. Forget that we've not even been considering Esper Sentinel. Forget what's in our hand. The moment I see Fairy Mastermind and Academy Lore Master, I would be like, stop the game! Stop the count! Stop the count! Kill this man! And once you get Cliquant Sky Mage and Council of 4, then it gets really crazy. So let's talk about the only issue it does face, which is playing a second game against people who know what it does. That is where the lack of interaction and the lack of gatekeeping is getting you. Like, you are effectively, you are piccoloing people. Which is not like, you're telling them what's up, right? You're telling them what's up. They're ignoring it, and then once they have their perspective updated to reflect how much the deck can actually do, they're going to smash you in half when they do something that's actually even on power because you can't respond to anything. How should I improve it so it wins twice? Yes, that's what we're getting to. So, improving it to win twice is going to look a lot more like you need fewer static value engines, and you need more ways to respond to what people are going to do to you. So the things I would say are not helping you, or not helping enough. Let's frame it that way. Aether Siphon for sure. Ivory Tower for sure. Marina Vendrill's Grimoire probably. Body of Knowledge for sure. Champions of Minas Tirith for sure. Dream Trawler for sure. Oniraphage for sure. Winkst for sure. Confounding Conundrum, for sure. People thought this was going to be a really good hate piece against the landfall players. And all it does is it guarantees the landfall player a land drop every single turn. Like, it slows down really fast land ramp, but it gives them a fuckload. It gives them a guaranteed landfall for, like, every turn of the game. I will attempt to let you keep Deification because you love Teferi so much. Forced Fruition, for sure. Right, like, these are fine. The stuff you can stick early that is always going to just, like, tick up passively, that's okay. What we don't want to do is tap out on turn 4 for a 1-2. That hurts. Like, turn 2, we can tap out for an investment. We can commit mana to our Roth IRA. That's fine. But turns 4 and 5, if we are tapping out, that motherfucker has to do something crazy for us. Crazy, because you almost never want to be tapping out. Like, you are Professor Path to Exile. You are Dr. Swords to Plowshares. What you want to do every game is spend every mana but 1. And then with 1 mana, you are bouncing something, you are removing something, you are counterspelling something. Something like that. Mill is definitely not good enough. If you're not going to go all the way with Mill, I wouldn't do it at all. And for the world of we want to play this deck against the same people multiple times, I would just cut the Mill plan entirely. Like, you could build a group hug draw Mill deck. It would still be, like, very, very bracket 2. All this is doing is psychic damage and reminding people that you are there in a bad and negative way. We do not have wheel effects, which is another reason I'm not super on the Mill thing. Teferi's talent is just too greedy. It's another, like, whoa, I tap out on turn 5 to build up a different value engine. No. What's wiretapping do? When you draw your first card, draw a card. Then if you have 9 or more cards in hand, sure, that's cute. This is the type of, like, greedy value card you can make happen. I think Wizard class is another type of, like, greedy value card you can work with. And then I'll try to let you keep every Teferi. I don't like Prosperity. Elsnick, let me hit you with the roast command. Let me put that in the stream title as well. I don't like Prosperity because, as I discovered looking at the deck, it's not a true group hug deck. What we're trying to do is, like, how do I let everybody draw 1 card? And then how do I get a benefit from you drawing that 1 extra card? And so I can't think of many situations in which I would want to pay, like, 4 or 5 mana for everybody else to get 4 cards and me to only get 1 benefit out of it. So this could be, if you still want it to be like a huggy card, like Tempt with Bunnies, because that lets everybody else, even that one doesn't work perfectly because it does let you draw a lot of cards and make some chump blockers, but it doesn't make our opponents draw their second card every turn, which is kind of a breakpoint we should look for. Tataru Taru would be phenomenal. Tataru Taru, this is the quintessential card you need. You need evil little gnome women. Dwarf women, sorry. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then at the risk of this feeling not fun enough for bracket 3, you need a fuckload of removal. That's the difference maker. We need less 5 and 6 mana value engines, more things that are like, okay, I've let you draw cards. Now I have to defend myself from whatever fuck-ass card you drew. So whether you want to do that with counter spells, with bounce, with, like, enchantments that imprison stuff, you need to have probably 10 to 15 interaction spells. And right now you have one. We have Long River's Pull. And most of the playtest we did do, which looked very hot by the way, the playtest we did do, that all came together off of 2 and 3 mana value engines. Like the fivers are great for bracket 2. As you move into repeat games in bracket 3 and they know what's coming, you only want to keep the fivers that are like converting to lethal on their own. And so like I'm not even totally sold on Psychosis Crawler because we don't draw like 50 cards a game, but maybe. But maybe. Um but like a million homunculus hordes, hell yeah. Even the like flying creatures, I believe more in than the grounded ones. Alondra could definitely do it. Good evening, Danny. But yeah, this type of like 5 mana, I can get. The Taru Taru doesn't work with the commander. I mean, yes, it does. I mean, it doesn't trigger off of your commander's triggers, but that's okay. I do usually draw most of my deck, though. That is a play pattern that is going to change, unfortunately. If you want this to be more resilient for repeat games, you are going to draw less of your deck because more of your deck is going to be interaction than just being like a 5th value engine has hit the tower. Because the reason you're drawing most of your deck right now is you play Fairy Mastermind, nobody fucking blinks. You play Academy Lore Master, nobody fucking blinks. You play Body of Knowledge, nobody fucking blinks. You swing Body of Knowledge, somebody blocks, you draw 8 cards. People continue not fucking blinking. I understand what the commander does. Either way, the the dream of I'm gonna pick up 90 cards from this deck is very much the bracket 2 dream. If you want to keep the deck as is, um, if you want to keep the deck as is, it can still work as it's currently working, where you little bean and then you pop out on people Piccolo style. But you are always going to struggle against anybody who understands the deck on a deeper level because they're just gonna punch. They're just gonna punch all your little dickheads square in the face. So I'm trying to think if there's any like even stuff that would be spicy for this, or if the answer really is just you need 14 additional pieces of interaction, because I think it's you need 14 different pieces of interaction. He's too base to play Teferi's Protection. They're playing 6 Teferis. What the fuck? We're playing Teferi Master of 2 extra turns after this one. Too based for a protection spell. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, Heliod of the Radiant Dawn could be quite nice. You're not going to get... I don't think you get a lot of crazy interactions off of him, but having a flash enabler would help this deck a fair bit, I think. It might just be... It's still a little bit clunky. I do like the Marina Vendrell combo, though. Could there be a way to do that with these alterations? Um, what is the combo surrounding it? Because you go... Are you talking about having Ivory Tower and Marina Vendrell's Grimoire out? But like the alternate route. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to follow just what is the so you're talking about gaining life via card draw. Okay. So we have Marina Vendrell's Grimoire, and then the things that support that are Ivory Tower, Drogskull Reaver, Dream Trawler, and Shabraz. Yeah? We want to keep those four. I think you can keep those four around. I think you like genuinely this deck is just like the Azorius McDonald's play place. And if you want it to match up better into repeat matchups, as long as you have 15 pieces of interaction, the rest of it can be however funny you want it to be. I would say let me try to line it up this way. I'm going to call out who I think is very, very important to keep. Because I already called out who I didn't think was doing that much for you. I'm going to call out who's very important to keep. And if you have the stuff that's very important to keep and you have the interaction, the rest of the deck can be space for packages like Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Lore Master, Esper Sentinel, Fairy Mastermind, Homunculus Horde, Kami of the Crescent Moon, Quain, Ledger Shredder, Lauren, Malcolm, Mangara, Crawling Crawler, Second Doctor, Dictative Crufix, Proph's Eidetic Memory, Ominous Seas, Trouble in Pairs. That's it. Those are the only cards that I think are strictly necessary to building the types of card draw engines you want to build. As long as you have those cards and you have 15-ish pieces of interaction, the rest of the deck is what I would call funny stuff. And as much of the funny stuff as you can fit in on top of that can stay. I agree you don't really need ramp, which is going to save you a lot of space. You don't have to be playing a lot of mana rocks. You really just want to go like land drop, synergy piece, land drop, synergy piece, land drop, synergy piece. Sick. Yeah, they have a lot of flyers. They have and they're going to get knight. Like, we didn't get to see knights in the playtest, but they're going to get a number of knights from this. God, 0-8's crazy. I didn't even notice that motherfucker. So if you really like Marina Vendrell's Grimoire, then what else could we do? Let me look. Alquist Prof would be very, very bad, but would do what you want. You could dump mana to draw cards and gain life at the same time. I would not recommend it, but... Azorius Charm. Here's an actual piece of interaction I think you should look into. This is a piece of card draw. What does gaining life actually get us in this deck? Dopamine. They have Marina Vendrell's Grimoire, and they would like to benefit from Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Bracket 3 can support that. Here's a way to give a bunch of shit lifelink if you have the Grimoire out. Here's a way to just draw a card if you're holding up mana, or here's a way to deal with an opponent's creature. Armistice is way too little. I really want to make you play Bagel and Schmear. I don't think Cosmos Elixir is quite good enough. We can play lifelinking flyers. I don't think it's sufficient to just play lifelinking flyers. Faithful Mending is probably worth considering just as like an early spell. This is again, you're going to be holding up more mana. So you do want to consider instant speed card draw as well. Halia is possible, but not fabulous. Niambi is tempting, but I don't think we have the legendary stuff for it. Yeah, Grand Arbiter Augustine would be a really good ad for this, but it seems like Vluran is trying very hard to remain not pissing everybody off, which I do respect. Senate Guildmage is really bad, but could do it if you're looking for more cards to fit into that package. Sphinx of the Revelation could do it. Personally, my recommendation is if you want a deck that is going to play, if you want a deck that's going to play really, really well around Marina Vendral's Grimoire, you would likely be better off playing into Azorius ETBs using something like Brago. And then you could get a relatively big board of Azorius lifelinking flyers, because we passed a lot of things that said, like on ETB, draw a card, gain 1 life. Draw 2 cards, gain 1 life. Da-da-da, da-da-da. And you can do that with Brago relatively well. And again, I don't think all of these are necessary or even great, but if you're looking for cards that support how do I get the Grimoire, and then how do I draw 1,000,000 cards with the Grimoire, that's what would do it. And then as long as you keep those important cards and you keep that fucking thing on your side, and that thing can be counter spells, it can be board wipes, it can be single target removal, it can be whatever you want, but it's got to be something that stops the threat from getting you. Then I think you're off to the races. This does look like a very, very fun deck, even if your balls are hanging out of your shorts a little bit. Goth Girl, thank you for the 3 streams in a row. Welcome back to the dog park, my friend. I think this is scrap behavior. It's adorable. We just couldn't put down any of the shiny cardboard to pick up any of our vegetables, and I'm going to make you eat your vegetables. So, Vluran, I hope you enjoyed. It works. I won't take that away from you. It works, and I wish you the best of luck learning what a removal spell is. We're going to go to the manual ad break, and then if Saber of Red, Wendy's Baconator, or White Bread is ready to go. When was the Bullet Roast stream again? We still have to schedule it. I am taking a like emergency week off from roasting next week. It's not just a lot of life gain, Astrid, so we're not gonna do. I don't think it's worth it to do Aetherflux Reservoir. Tinfoil Slacks Bleach. Bleach would have me barking like a dog. Okay, White Bread needs 1 person to go before them. That's chill. Holy shit, Game Goose, that's sick. You got a full art Ral from a collector's sample pack? This is what Wizards took from us, you guys. They don't have those in Lorwyn anymore. This is what was stolen from you. Ugh. Also, there's no way you made a Bracket 2 VV deck, by the way. Point of order. That shit did not happen. Top 10 list of things that did not happen. All right, I'm going to put 10 minutes on the vamp clock. VV oops all creatures. That could do it, but I doubt Ral would be a god tier pull for that. Hey Mauled, I have a deck I want help with. The deck just lacks consistency, but also to show it off. Should I get a deck roast or deck help? That is really up to you because these can go on the Vodhound channel. I think it is down to how you want it to be shown off. Like this roast, a lot of this was dragging Vlurin for not having interaction. If this was a deck review, I would have spent much less time talking about that. I would have made, much fewer allusions to their desire to shit in front of their friends if we were doing a deck review. Like a deck roast is very much supposed to be, like a deck roast, there is a necessary element of denigration. If you don't want to be denigrated at all, just do the review. I'll still be a little bit funny. I'll try to be clever. Maybe I'll razz you a little bit, but I'm not going to go after you. In my mind, the point of the roast is I am here to identify the shortcomings of your deck and get you for them in a way that is hopefully funny that we can all laugh together. Oh yeah, I said that I would link the Vodhound channel. I gotta report this guy. Malthound. More. So there's a link tree. Go to YouTube. Oh, hey, look, there it is. How the fuck do I... Okay, share channel. Copy. How do I edit my description? How do I edit my description, bro? This is my channel. Let me... There we go. Pushed. We have the VOD channel linked now. Cramped, the handle is Vodhound. Dumb bitch. What's up, Cramped? Say something else. Say something else. Not the YouTube viewership going down as they hop over to the feed stream. Listen, he's got the naming conventions down. He's got the naming conventions down. I'll give him that any day of the week. Hey, boss man, have you considered selling slots for collab deck building like the Ashling precon you did where the buyer picks the commander and deck concept? I have considered it. I haven't put it into action yet because it is really, really hard for me to feel like a deck tech video is up to quality. Really difficult. And I am trying to work out mentally what a lot of that is down to because I don't think it reflects objectivity. I'm going to be transparent in a way that I hope does not come off as conceited and I hope just highlights how hypocritical my brain is. But look at the content I have published and then look at any video Quips and Guac or Salubrious Snail or Elk or Trinket Mage has ever published, and I would never let those deck techs see the light of day. They're better than the stuff that I've made. But the deck techs that I made early on in my career, I look back on with extreme distaste. I really don't like them. I really don't think they're good enough. I really don't want to do that again. And I don't know exactly what stick is up my ass that makes it so difficult. But just none of them, the ones I've done don't feel satisfying to me. The examples of work that I can look at out in the world, I'm like, oh man, I really don't want to publish that. So I have considered it. It was originally going to be a limited Ben Bajillionaire, we've only had the VOD channel for 2 days. so not long enough. Uh, it was gonna be like a limited sign up Patreon thing, but I need to have faith that I can publish like a 10 to 15 minute video just like talking about a deck in a way that I find interesting enough, which is again another layer of hypocrisy because I spend like 10 hours a week talking about a deck live and I'm like, yeah, this is good enough to keep doing. Deck techs are just fake 95% of the time because to make a real deck, you need to play like 10 games minimum to test it, and the content timeline don't allow for that. I think that's part of it, is my reaction to a lot of deck lists that I see published on the internet. I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. But then I look at like my commander roasts and I'm like, oh yeah, my commander roasts aren't the most realistic depiction of the commander ever. That's also bullshit. And so I'm trying to disentangle like why am I being uppity about my bullshit instead of being like, oh, the point is laughter. The point is to present an idea that people will find compelling and will enjoy watching. You're upfront about it being comedic? Yeah, but like so's Quips. I don't think Quips has ever sat down and been like, yeah, this feat deck this feat deck is what's gonna carry you through all your commander games, baby. I haven't seen New Maryland yet, Gooey Goose. We do need to also, Ben, I've been doing the deck reviews. I've been doing the deck reviews for like 2 weeks, but I've only been doing the VOD channel for like, it only has like one deck review on it. All right, we're gonna do Alec Mann's custom card videos real quick. Elementary Pilgrimage, a 2-mana spell that is an enchantment, and at the beginning of your end step, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of tapeted creatures you control. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I didn't even process what the card did because I was focusing on the voice. End step tap creatures. Yeah, dope. I think better for commander than draft, but like super fair. Super fair could be very powerful if you got the convoke synergies going. Then we have 2 minutes left. I think we can fit in one more custom card. And then I'm still calling out Wendy's Baconator, Saber of Red. Are either of you two ready to go? Gara, Unbreakable Warrior, a 5-mana Temur 4/5. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a counter on Gara. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, make a token that's a copy of another target creature with power less than or equal to Gara's power, except it's an illusion artifact creature with haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty sick, yeah. I fuck with it. I fuck with it heavy. I do think first combat phase of the turn is very necessary. I'm glad you put that handbrake on. Okay, 55 seconds to go. Do we need to do anything else? I have the only video I've been minorly compelled to make recently is a satirical guide on how to politic at the commander table. Because that's one where I think like a lot of people do this wrong. I could impart some actually valuable information and I could be funny about it. Matthew, sending decks in is typically done via a Ko-Fi commission. We are going to be doing a free roast stream at some point this week. I'm just not sure what day. Hi Mauled, I don't know if I'm the only one, but Lorwyn Eclipse doesn't hype me at all. The more I saw the spoiled cards, the less they interested me. I don't think that I have to like all sets and be hype about everything, but I've never been that cold about a set. I think two things are in play. One, you may not be a Kindred enjoyer. Two, capitalism has robbed all of the whimsy from your soul. Second one's probably the one that is more at work, so that's what I'll talk about more here. There could be a Phantom Menace thing going on. They built this setup really big. A lot of people were talking about, oh my God, we're finally getting real Magic again. We're finally getting high fantasy back. I'm so happy. And then for it to be anything but 100% beautiful, that can be a letdown. And because there has been such a relentless fire hose of content the whole time, such a relentless fire hose, it's been nonstop spoiler season. We have been living under spoiler season for like 2 to 3 years. At some point, a straw is going to break the camel's back. The Magic Brewer, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Welcome back to Dog Heaven, my friend. I appreciate that. And exhaustion tends to not come as like, I get less excited, it's finally done. Especially, and I may not soul read you right now, but especially if you are a people pleaser. If you are a people pleaser, the way exhaustion hits you is you hold on, the floor falls out. And so whether you're a people pleaser or whether you are just in a place in your life where you don't have a lot of time to process your own negative feelings, it's very, very easy to be like, oh my God, I just don't give a shit about this set at all. Because what you're feeling is all of the pent up exhaustion and letdown that has been building up over the last like 12 to 18 months. And Magic Brewer, thank you for the tier 1 sub for the 2nd month. I appreciate you. And yeah, 360, thank you for the 4 months with Prime. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. I feel like an addict who is starting to not even feel anything when I get a spoiler announcement. It's just meh. Exactly. We are rats in a Skinner box, and they are the one in control of the dopamine button, and our brain chemistry is just fucking addled. It just can't take it anymore. And so it's not like, oh, I'm cooling off a little bit. It's going like, it's like eggs. We got any autistic people who can have exactly 2.5 eggs before they hate eggs in the chat? Hands up. Hands up at your desk, at your kitchen table, wherever you are. That's what they're doing to us. We've had 1 egg too many, and now we cannot stand it. How did you do that, LMAO? Because Z woke me up this morning with breakfast in bed, and it was eggs and toast, and I had like 3 bites of eggs, and I was like, thank you so much, baby. And they were like, have 1 more bite of egg, baby. And I was like, what the hell? No, I love eggs. I also love eggs for the first 2.5 eggs. For the first 2.5 eggs, I love eggs. After that, I need to drown them in sriracha, or I need a carbohydrate to go with them. Like, if it's a mix of eggs and rice, I can eat that shit as long as I need to. Motherfucker has never finished a 3-egg omelet SMH. I like tend to not. When I go to breakfast places, if I get like a big egg omelet, I typically end up eating the stuff from inside it, and I leave a little bit of the egg behind. What style eggs though? Please don't say scrambled. I only make scrambled if I'm in a rush. Typically I do sunny side up. See, what I've learned to do, I've learned to operate around my own little weird guy energy, and I make 2 sunny side up eggs. And that's the perfect number. We don't hit threshold. We get to have egg. It's beautiful. All right. Wendy's, are you good to go for your deck roast? Yeah, sunny side up on toast is fucking awesome. Yo, Maul, I just bought a deck review. Roughly when can I expect the review? Sometime between now and next Sunday. Give it about a week. Probably faster this week because I'm not doing deck roasting this week. Maul, they built a Rowan Scion of War Storm deck for bracket 3, and in every goldfish I end up winning around turn 4. What should I do? You probably have to turn yourself into the bracket police. They're going to take all your lands first, and they're going to check the back of those lands for any type of, like, you know, inappropriate material. If you've been watching too many Salubrious Snail videos and putting his tips on the back of your cards, after that, they're going to take your hard drives. They're going to check who you watch on YouTube. You're going to want to have a lot of me in your YouTube history. That will clear you, okay? They're going to be like, oh, yeah, this person's an idiot. They're fine. They're just lucky. If you pass inspection, they will let you back out on probation. And then if you win any game before turn 7, they will shoot you on sight. Aegis, thank you for the 200-bit cheer. Hi, Maul. Survived a flop night out. Be glad you're not a 365 party girl. I'm so glad. I mean, I think I did all that energy when I was an alcoholic. And now I don't. Yeah, goldfishing Rowan is also tough. Because Rowan is like, hey, I'm the turbo deck. If you don't interact with me, I'm going to fuck you up. You got to interact with me. All right, Wendy's Baconator has sent in a silly deck. Evoke a good friend's mystery novel, parentheses, romance, that beats up the bad guy using clues and time for snacks. Just Good Friends Detective Agency. Bracket 3, +1/+1 counters. We have Jenny Flint and Madame Vrastra. Okay, so what I want, if we want this to be silly, we are going to have to be very specific about silly versus bracket 3. Because if you want this to be silly, I want everything in this deck to evoke Sapphic Romance or evoke Inspector Jacques Clouseau. Those are the only two energies you get to have. You've immediately failed. We're back in with these two. We're back in with these two for sure. And you said we don't want to cut the backgrounds because this is somehow... That was the old list. I sent in a more modern version. Where'd you send it in? Sapphics love bows, though. I'm not sure the science has caught up on that, spoopy nerd. The Ko-Fi thing, this deck list is correct, but the details from the Ko-Fi was updated. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, is there a different... This does not appear... I found your second entry in the Ko-Fi thing. The deck list is correct, but details were updated. So for your second... Because I see your second Google Form entry. Your second Google Form entry says silly, comma, spooky. Is that the main difference? Is we're like, okay, we're not full silly? I will second Sapphics loving bows, but my sample size is me exclusively, but I think it still counts. God damn it. No, no, Brewer, this is the right deck. It is an update to, yes, less silly. Okay. So we're being a serious working class lesbian. All right. In that case, the bow's okay. The hardy outlander is less okay. We got boots? Sure, you need boots to work. Martha Jones? Yeah, she could be gay. Cooking's pretty gay. Iroh might swing both ways. Nope. Oh yeah, you know she's peacocking. Bathhouses, great. Serious Skies, thank you for the Prime sub for the 6th month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Ace Jelly. Jellyfish is gay. Don't assume. Don't assume. This guy's gay. We don't know anything about the jellyfish, okay? Do sapphics love big anime swords? I thought that was a teenage white boy thing. Gay in all caps? How do we know? I love sword lesbians. Okay, okay, okay. Sapphics love Sephiroth. Hold on. I'm leaving you up to Google. That's AI. I don't trust that. Is Sephiroth AI? Nope. Don't trust the AI. This had a lot of upvotes. I will accept this. All right, Masamune, very gay. Reading, very gay. Clan crafting. Okay. This one... Sure, this one our clues are better, and we make clues in food. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Dragon Cultist. At the beginning of your end step, if a source you control dealt 5 or more damage this turn, make a 4/4 red dragon creature token. I don't know if dragon cults are gay! Baby. I need a ruling. Dragon cults, are they gay? Yes. God damn it. Alright, fine. Gay cults! Alright, treasure tokens. I think that works. Does that actually work with what we want to do? Not at all. Fuck yeah. Not at fucking all. Great. What about Nibelheim? Complicated relationships. What? What is this? What is this behavior, Wendy's? I once had a very messy breakup in which I burned down our house. Flaming! Have you never set something on fire after a bad breakup? No! I have not! Nor have I gotten to draw 4 cards because of a breakup. I wish I got to do that. Alright, Sephiroth the Flaming Homosexual. I do like the artifact sack outlets. I'm going to pause the funny, is it gay enough or not? Of the backgrounds, the ones that are good are definitely the ones that say, here's a different way to sacrifice the artifacts you get to make, or here is a different way to spread damage around to make Vastra live. Tavern Brawler, sure, one of them's an angry drunk. You look upon the Trask. We can't just rope in random monster fucking. I mean, we can, but like, we have. I'm just saying the romance novel is getting really, really out of control right now. Look at Madame Vrastra. Yeah. I know. I swear to God, I know what your commanders do. I refuse. No. Everybody does this. Everybody goes, no, here's a bad card. No, you don't understand what my commander does. I do. I'd gather my courage and you would die for it. I mean, the art, just because she's a lizard, oh, you just want to gigantify your commander. Nah, there are other ways to do that. There's other ways to do that. Alright, card draw. Absolute lie. Absolute lie. Deceit. This one works, actually, with the commander. This one works with your partners. No maximum hand size. Works great with your commander. Definitely not good enough. Definitely. This guy does not seem sapphic because he's a man, and I don't think synergizes well enough. Facebreaker. I think this is a woman. Beating the shit out of people for money is pretty sapphic. Spirit Water Revival. I'm kind of rocking with this. We can waterbend the tokens. I see the angle. Got a Raging Clue here. I like that. I like that. Yeah, these are all fine. Piper Wright's perfect for this. Piper Wright is perfect for the Sapphic Detection Agency. I didn't hear no bell. Okay. That's good. Last Night Together is very cute. I like Last Night Together. Karlak, extremely sapphic. Great Train Heist sounds like it could be the premise of a detective novel, so I'm with that one. Full Throttle, I think you're lying to me a little bit. I frankly don't even like this card enough. Full Throttle has Chandra in the art. We're reaching. Two girls going full throttle. I mean, okay. Okay. Ramp. The Sapphic Goose. The Sapphic Goose. The Sapphic Pendant on the boar. The fucking terrible ramp spell that we've put in to make me angry. Absolutely diabolical. This I don't know that I've ever had as many doubts about a deck as I currently do. Reaction. The Beast Within. That's a little gay. Gift of the Viper. Okay. Sister of Silence. Hell yeah. Conical Titty Armor. What more could you want? A 5 mana counterspell? A 5 for 5 mana? This is like a hetero interaction right here. 5 mana Stifle even, yeah. Yavimaya Hollow's crazy. Alright, let's see how this one does. So we play the Gay Goose. We make a food. We want to crack that food? Not really. Oh, no, we do. Because one of our commanders is 3 mana. So we get Jenny. Do we? I don't think we do. Because it slows down Madame Vrastra to being on curve, which kind of sucks. Yeah, this fucking blows, but we do it. So turn 3, we do nothing now. We can hold up Beast Within. We can't trigger training, so I guess we just make a food. Little mana rock for later. Alright, now we get Madame Vrastra. She can't... We have played a 3-3 on curve that we cannot swing. We have 1 mana up. So... it doesn't do anything to swing her. We play a land. Alright, we hope to God, we pray that there is somebody who only has 1 creature that can block. We play Dragon Cultist. Here's the tech. We swing these. We crack the food, which will give us a counter on Madame Vrastra. and she got a combat trigger counter, and we slip out the back their only blocker. We deal 7 damage, allowing us to make our 4/4 dragon. This is an upkeep trigger. I think we do professional facebreaker. Turn 6, I'm about to swing a fucking 4/4 at somebody. Oh, it does happen twice. Yeah, each commander creature we own has this. Ooh. Ooh, extremely gay cult. Okay. We swing again. We get to put a counter on her, and we're swinging the dragons too. We're swinging the dragons at somebody. We like almost certainly have to beast within. We're swinging a 4/4 on turn 6. So we beast with. Oh, we can't even beast within because it makes them a blocker. Holy fuck, man. God damn it. No. Okay, no, she doesn't have first strike. Only Jenny Flynn has. All right, whatever. This makes me so sad. The dragons get through and we make more dragons. We have to beast within to avoid our commander being murdered, but the dragons get through and we get more dragons. And then this is just like these two retire to a dragon farm and you hope that nobody has a board wipe. Hey, thank you, Martin. What does this hand do? Hot lot of nothing. Beautiful. I play my obligatory tap land for turn 1. I play a tap land on turn 2. I play a command tower, and I play a 2/2 on turn 3. I play a soul ring and a 3/3 on turn 4. Turn 5, time to let them have it. Hell yeah, we look upon the very gay Tarask. I board wipe somebody. I put training on her. I try to wipe the biggest board. Maybe somebody has like 2 or 3 creatures. Right, Wendy's, but in that playtest, like no creatures would have died from Vrastra. So this one, I would believe you get maybe 2 creatures dead, doing the you look upon the Taras trick. Thunder Tempest, thank you for the prime sub for the 2nd month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Turn 6, now we go Master's Guidance. So that's for 3. And then yeah, fucking Avatar time. We swing them. 2 counters. 2 counters. If we have a bad block, which I don't think will 5/5, we probably have somebody we can. Jenny would get 3, but she was equal power with Vastra. So why would she get the training count? I mean, we could crack a food previously to make her bigger, and then they both get 3. We'll just do that. So 6/6, we probably have something. We probably have somebody we can bully. We probably have somebody we can bully. We get 1 more of these. Wow, these are just not good commanders at all. Holy fuck. Soul Ring, Clue. Let's make her a little bigger. I probably would have done the Regenerate land to try to protect her. And then I just keep swinging and I hope nobody... Let's see, I have 1 piece of protection. So counter on each, counter on each, counter on her for training. Now it's happening. Now it's happening. So we can get there. But my God. We are definitely. This is a load bearing, silly description. Okay, let's see if there. I don't think there's anything to be done with this. This is a fucking. This is an absolute creation. I take great issue with the assumption of the octopi's sexuality. Other than that, I think we're pretty clear on the gaydar. Meow Mave, thank you for the 2 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. This is making me want to build a Sapphic deck, but like one that works. Oh, to dream. I think this works in bracket 2. It works in bracket 2, or similar to the last deck, it works at bracket 3 if nobody can read. I'm actually, truth be told, I'm a little bit disappointed by how much we've split the difference on detective agency versus sapphicness. Because quite frankly, you can make anything gay. You can interpret anything as gay if you want to. And so I do think that's allowing us to like cheese. No, this is the perfect bracket 2 deck, Olapod. This is like amazing at bracket 2. This is exactly what bracket 2 is supposed to be. You're not particularly threatening until you get a break in the case late in the game. I'm just. The vibe is there for some cards for me, but truth be told, because we're doing the two different gimmicks of this is like the good friends detective agency, it does make the vibe not totally land for me, because there are so many things that can either be flavored, like we got a whole set that was detective stuff, right, that you've ransacked for reasonable stuff, and then between gay bitches love swords and gay bitches love cults, it just kind of feels like anything you play down, you just get to go like, no, that's gay. But it doesn't land in here. Like when you throw down Amendnon and you're like, yeah, he's gay. I'm like, all right. I can tell you that interpreting everything as gay is the first no-no of queer dating. Real, thank you for that sound off. I am amazed by how good the backgrounds are. I thought these were going to be the like lead anvil around the neck of the deck. All of them kind of work really well for like the bracket that these two commanders are meant to be in. Definitely a little bit of partner carrying going on, but like Plancrafter making everything a clue, Hardy Outlander being really bad, Master Chef making them enter as on-rate creatures instead of below-rate creatures. Dragon Cultist was crazy good. Dragon Cultist was crazy fucking good, but it... Read Outlander again with both of them? No, I refuse. I think Tavern Brawler is actually the only one. I think Tavern Brawler and Guild Artisan are the two I like the least. The power toughness benefit of Hardy Outlander will carry it, but I very much dislike when we are forced to attack one specific player in a deck where your attacks blow. Sorry, they can't blow dick because this is the Good Friends Detective Agency. But when we have to attack somebody with the most life for a relatively meh payoff, I tend to not like that when we're like, oh god, how do I swing a 3-3 safely? Yeah, blow pussy. And Brawler not giving toughness is terrifying. Like, Tavern Brawler is probably great on Jenny Flint. I do not believe in it on Vraska, though. And then this one is just like, and then here I think we break from theme totally, and we're like, and then here's just a good card. Yeah, I'm diagnosing you with too many gimmick disease. And I'm sorry to do it. The deck works so much better than I thought it did, but it's not landing for me because we're fighting like... We've got the backgrounds gimmick, which does feel unique to the detective gimmick, which does feel unique to the sapphic gimmick, which does feel unique to the couple cards where we're just like, these say counters and they say attack. Fuck yeah, baby. But I will credit you with finding a lot of cards that I think look like they should be really bad and actually play really, really well in the deck. Like, even if we existed in some like bizarro world where Jenny Flint did not trigger, like if backgrounds only triggered for one commander, I still think these would be really, really good. Nibelheim is done with Vastra because she's the one doing the damage. Oh yeah, I presume you get a lot of... you rain biscuits. But yeah, unfortunately not quite for me. But I do thank you for submitting and showing us, and I will update how much I respect backgrounds in my head. We're going to go to the manual ad break, and then White Bread, are you ready to go? Shayla, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home for the 4th month in a row. It's Pog. I don't understand the people. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's a pretty funny idea. I just think it falls short of... To me, it doesn't follow through on what it promised. Like, at the time we're going... At the moment we go, I don't know about instead of a roast you got praise. You totally failed at the goal you set out to do. You ended up with a deck that worked. I think saying your deck worked shockingly well should not be interpreted as praise, Wendy's. We lost me the moment the goose had to be a homosexual. Which is not a thing I thought I was going to have to say about a commander deck. Like, the paddle, okay. The woman halfling, okay. Oh, chat gave Wendy's praise? Yeah, but you guys are wrong. There's a difference there. What Scryfall tags do I use to find gay in CMC1 ramp? This is your CMC1 ramp. This is the sacrifice. When you said, this is my good friend's detective agency, this is the sacrifice I expected you to make for the gimmick. That's what it is for me. Is that there are outright sapphic cards and outright detective agency cards that I think were left on the bench. Mald, explain how that is ramp. It's almost like I called it ramp facetiously for comedic effect. But these are the type of cards where I was expecting like, oh, we're going to play these really bad detective agency-ass cards to commit to the bit. It's the lack of commitment that gets me. Hold on. You know what? Actually, lesbians do have higher divorce rates, so I guess the lack of commitment to the bit is thematic. That's my bad. It's wrong quoting? Is that not true? Oh, so higher divorce rates to men. Yeah. Interesting. And a So more likely to have been divorced throughout their life, not divorced from each other. Thank you. That is interesting. All right, then we redact that joke. I still expected you to have a candlestick instead of a goose. Let the record show Maltown thinks gay people lack commitment. No, I thought there was a true statistic I could use. Yeah, lesbians tend to divorce men. Shocking. But either way, the lack of the if you get 4 themes to work with, the theme no longer matters to me. And that is what the disappointment is. They do have an art lesbian tag, that's true. Okay, we said White Bread was ready to go. Saber of Red, are you here? Detective Agency is hardly a bit when we had an entire detective set. I do think Detective Agency can be a bit because we had an entire detective set, but a lot of those cards were really bad. Like most of what defines that you're doing a bit in Magic, of what defines doing a bit in Magic, is I'm doing something brazenly suboptimal. And I'm doing something brazenly suboptimal to put forth this coherent and consistent vibe. Oh, there are some considerings too. I don't want to know what the hell the snake eugenicist has to do with the Sapphic Detective Agency. Oh, it just says Clue on it. Okay, okay. He's a detective. He's from the Clue set. Real. Uh... Yeah, I think you were right to not bring any of these in. I'm not really in love with them. I could see Lonus as like the comic relief guy that keeps popping up because he kind of fucks up how you want to order your triggers. Like if you had Lonus on field, you you would probably want to use Lonus to buff Vastra and then Jenny to buff Lonus so that you could keep investigating. And so if you were willing to make a tripod, then I think that could work. Century333, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. Yeah, the third wheel. I think he's a really good third wheel. Um, ongoing investigation. Yeah, it's tough. I don't like ongoing investigation. I think from a place of like overall deck effectiveness, what I would be the most concerned with is more things that make it likely for Vastra to survive her first swing. Go into combat on turn 5 with a 3/3 that has to be blocked so you can't politic around it and has to kill a creature if I want good stuff to happen seems terrifying to me. All of the stuff, I mean, ongoing investigation would be in the deck if it was fully committed to the detective bit. But I think the support pieces you want are the stuff that's going to be like, how do I swing Vastra on turn 5 and have 3% confidence she's gonna live. Because if you get through that first swing, I think the deck's like doing the thing then. But you got to get through swing 1. And it's tough because you would really like, you only have room for like 2 mana stuff for that or 5 mana stuff for that. Overprotect is pretty good. Bow of Nylea I'm not as much as a fan of, genuinely, because it doesn't, like, we can get 1 counter on to go up to 4/4. It depends too much on what tables you're going into. Because giving them Death Touch is not compelling to me. No. Chat has covered. The bow is definitely gay enough. I'm just talking about if you want the deck to perform even better. The bow represents, if I play this turn 5, I can get my commander up to a 4/4, which does not seem quite good enough. Wasn't sure how to give Vastra more ways to kill things. Madame Vastra and the Case of the Crowan Horse. I don't even think this works. I don't even think this fucking works. Yeah, because you have to wait till upkeep. Yeah, you could do Horrid Vigor. Yeah, it's tough. But it functions. Despite my best wishes, it totally functions. All right, white bread. It is going to be... Felian, I thought about Basilisk Collar. I think Basilisk Collar is... Collar's definitely sexual enough, if not outright sapphic enough, to work. But then we have to get, like, bite spells in on top of that, which I think is doing a little bit too much. Because really, we don't want... Death Touch is good to make sure something goes down with Vastra. We don't want stuff going down with Vastra. We want Vastra walking away alive. Hurt, but alive. Are we playing Campsite Cuisine? Oh shit, this is actually heat. Oh my god. Oh, it's in there already. Never mind. I missed it. My fault. Yeah, down in snack time. Why not play Protection? They are. They just don't have room to play like a million pieces. Like they have Intervention, which does not seem sapphic, but whatever. Metal Bending, Overprotect, Tyvar Stand, Look Upon the Terrace, Slip Out the Back. Like, we've got it. Why are we playing the Case? Because of a half-hearted commitment to a detective theme, Voice of Madness. That's why we're playing the Case. Yes, Saber, we've been waiting for you. We do have to do white bread first. Alright, silly, spooky. I want to repeatedly send the Hindenburg to hell and see what fucked up demon it brings back for me. The Falcon airship restored, powered by safe and effective helium. Okay, so on combat damage, we can sacrifice it to reanimate something. That's pretty... Alright. For 5 mana, we can return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. A little mono black protection. The least mono black protection. Card selection / advantage. Ooh. Whoa! What's this curve, man? Mana value 4, greater repeat. What's the curve? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Demon Lord Belzenok, I go out on my terms. All right. This seems genuinely terrible. I cannot, white bread, I cannot overstate how little I believe in your ping for one aristocrat's card draw piece in the deck that is about sacrificing one of my only creatures to get a different one creature back. I do believe in the goat. The goat's crazy. Dire Sight, Evil, Revelation, Stargaze. Okay, we got Ripples at least. Oh man, all the draft chaffs coming out to play. It mostly crews, I can cut it. If it mostly crews, I would probably just trade it for a different thing, right? Because but we don't have haste enablers for this because we don't have red. Ooh. I like Keen Duelist okay. Yeah. Because we have the Golden Gate Bridge curve. I know a Yara is a good card, but we're talking about a bracket to blimp reanimator gimmick deck. We gotta be about our business. In a mono black deck, this reads draw 4 to lose 2. By mono black deck, do you mean a Sharpie cube pod? Cross out the A, write in a 4? Hell yeah. Best fucking card ever. Best fucking card ever. Sure for Parker Luck. We are going to kind of struggle because we don't want to have... Oh, the Draft Chaff uncommon spell that draws and surveils. That is not true, but I am glad that you have such bright optimism in your heart. Filling the Hindenburg queue. Mill 2. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Rad counters. Hey, ladies, stop. Stop it. No fighting. Dogged Detective. ETB Surveil 2. Okay, Cynical Loner I almost believe in if we had any way to tap them. Oh, crew, never mind. I totally believe in them. Yeah, this is great. Okay. Balu Strad Spy is pretty fucking funny. That one works. That one I believe in. I believe in that and Loner and Entomber. And we've got what if I milled one card? What if I milled one card? Give me ramming speed into that family of 4. So here are all of our hits. We have a 10-8 that has to be blocked. We have some removal. Leveler, fuck yeah. Oh no, this is all removal. Oh god, 21? In bracket 2? White bread! White bread, no! Why are we open carrying at McDonald's? I gotta kill. Why? You got a mill. Wrong letter, bitch. We're playing Draft Chaff card advantage and a fifth of our deck is bullying children. It's all Stompy players down here. Holy fuck. Okay. I would... If it's all Stompy players, then Masker Worm doesn't fucking do anything. No, Bahamut's perfect. Bahamut is exactly the type of card we want to have in this deck. I even like Vile Mutilator. Like, we 100% want things that we can reanimate, and then we'll do the removing because we have reanimated them. Sure, I hate commanders. Yeah, commanders are evil. Commanders are evil and we must stop them. You are an evil man. Or woman, or person. How would a blimp even use a ramp? I don't think I believe in Keurig. I don't think you have. Oh, you have 3-pit Valgavoth. We got the 3-pit Valgavoth. Spawn bed protector is insane cope. I love stealing on public transit. I like all of these. I love all these, quite frankly. Brainstealer Dragon and Elder Brain both fucking suck. Lord of the Void is very bracket 2 appropriate. Keurig makes my reanimate commander cost 4 instead of 5. Say that out loud 10 times really slowly. My 4 mana synergy piece makes my reanimate commander cost 1 mana less. Non-Hindenburg flights out of the underworld. Okay, so we have other ways to reanimate. I fuck with that. 36 lands. We're doing the typical mono black fuckery. Let's see if it works. We have Entomber. It works. Land. Land. I hit you with bracket 2. Land drop into Douthie Voidwalker. I tell you with a straight face that I am a very, very normal person. Hindenburg. Sanitarium. Frank Sanitarium. Draw. Probably Grunkle Night Ranger, you have a good day as well, my friend. I crew. I blimp. I mutilate. Holy fuck, it's happening. Everybody sacrifices a non-token enchantment and creature on turn 4. I sit back in my chair and I say, I'm very normal. Wait. Why are you all pulling out hammers? I don't have the mana. Oh shit, I need Keurig, son of Yawgmoth, to be able to play my commander again. This is how it ends. Oh my god, all I can do is keep removing shit. I Parker Luck. End step. Reveal top. I hit somebody for 6 with Belzenok. Alright, I hit my land drop. I bring this from graveyard to battlefield tapped. Alright, I put a land to hand. Oh no, I'm over maximum hand size. Whatever will I do? I will discard Overseer of the Damned to maximum hand size. Turn 7. Oh, Jesus. I Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Bahamut goes down. Douthie Cruise. Blimp. Bahamut. Fuck you. This is awesome. This is fucking awesome. I'm sorry I had any doubts. What else could we... I play the spell card Monster Reborn. The blimp just has crates and crates full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, from here, who cares what happens? From here, anything's fine in a bracket 2 pod. We get Gaia... Okay, as long as Gaia Reach Sanitarium starts in our opening hand. Straight up. Fuck your graveyard tutors. Give me Urza's Cave. Give me Urza's Cave in this fucking deck. Give me World Map. I need Gaia Reach Sanitarium stapled to my fucking chest. Yeah, Expedition Map, whatever. I mean, there's clearly a point at which we reach too many tutors. But god, man alive, do I enjoy doing the Gaia Reach Sanitarium thing. Alright, I land drop for a few turns. Nobody bother me. I'm working my fucking angle. Balustrade Spy. Hit nothing. Who cares? Who cares, man? Get fucking Shard of the Void Dragon, dumbass. Yeah, I do think um we have a lot of removal. We have like a genuinely concerning amount of removal on an emotional level. Like I don't know who hurt you, but they hurt you pretty bad. We have I got beat up in high school so bad I became a like Confederate war reenactor and I have 18 guns in my home. And I do think you could shave a few of them for things that help the reliability of the like dump a guy and reanimate them same turn. I may have gotten caught up in the I have a blimp, what do I do with 5 mana now? So I just kept putting in more interaction. Listen, that's a good impulse. You need interaction. Especially if you're doing like bracket 2 reanimator is you are doing stompy but bad. It's kind of rough. You're playing a green stompy deck with no ramp. Um so it's not that you don't need interaction, but I also what's this guy doing here? What's Frankie Five Fingers doing? Brit Bread, thank you for the 2 years at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. He's big or draws cards. Okay. Alright, sure. Yeah. Sure. Okay, stuff I think you're missing out on. That would benefit you. As always, Lance Armstrong's missing testicle. I know that you're not going to play this because you're in bracket 2 and Mill makes everybody lose their minds and it's a $20 card. So we're not going to play it. I just need you to know that I know that you're not playing it. After that, we have ripples already. I struggle to imagine Mazzolanti would not be valuable for you to have a manaless way to go to loot. Because you have so many hits. Like, that's what I'm going to give you the most compliment for. You have a very, very high number of hits. And I'll even let you keep the Draft Chaff card draw because most of it is instant speed. I would consider cutting, never mind, most of it is sorcery speed. I think a reasonable thing to do is do more stuff that allows you to instant speed swap a big fucked up guy into the graveyard. Me personally, I think it is I think it helps you get the swings in easier. I think it helps you politic. Colin Eisel, thank you for the tier 1 for the 7th month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. And Nikki Naki, thank you for the prime for the 2nd month. Welcome back to the dog home. And Hehu Knox, thank you for the prime sub for the 1st time. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. We don't need surveil lands, but it's Archon would be good, yeah. Archon would be a good hit, but I don't think we need more hits. I think we need slightly fewer. I think we need slightly better card draw consistency. And the sorcery, even the draft shaft ones are probably fine. Because if you see anything on top, it's okay. But I want to see what looting options you have. We do not want Phyrexian Arena. Super do not. Have that. So could do that. Could do Collector's Vault. I kind of like Collector's Vault because it ramps you towards hardcasting the big shitheads as well. Definitely don't want Pip-Boy because it's just going to fall off over and over and over. Again, don't want equipment. Holy shit, deal broker. You could play a conspiracy card, dog. Incarnation Technique is pretty good as a backup plan, yeah. Bray T98, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. What about Scion of Hallister? This one is not bad, but I think our two mana slot, we are better served having be a creature that can crew our commander. Our dream curve is I play a creature on turn 2. Oh yeah, and this wouldn't even trigger because our commander's not a creature. Like we'd have to crew it in our draw step. Yeah. No. So not at all. But the ideal curve we want is I do nothing on turn 1 because I'm playing in bracket 2 and I'm playing Fair Magic. On turn 2, I play something that can crew my commander. Or I play something that can loot. On turn 3, I play my commander. On turn 4, I play something that puts a big guy into my graveyard. And then I reanimate them. Yeah, Wiper, you can switch that. You need a looter, or you need a graveyard filling effect and a creature by turn 4. So anywhere from 2 to 4 mana that can work because we don't have to. We're not really playing any true ramp. I don't think we want Stitcher's Supplier. I'm really much more on. I am much more on the loot plan than I am on the self mill plan because we have so many hits. We like always have one in hand. What does this one do, by the way? No, we can do better than this. We can do so much better than this. We don't have to discard for nothing. We can discard to draw. Or we can like mulch. Violent Tumor's already in. Like I just want to see how long does it take for us to not have a hit that we can do in hand. So we'll put this in grave, but we could put any of these to hand. So I'll put this in the grave. Geth in here. Or actually, I probably need that land drop. Holy shit, get in here. Turn 3, commander. Turn 4, Felid Profane becomes a creature. I play this. And then we have this in hand too. Like we have an overabundance of hits. We do not need to. We don't need to discard for no big benefit. Because we get Shieldred down and everybody scoops and beats the shit out of us. we resolve Phyrexian Shieldred. We explain to them what Shieldred does. And at that point, they begin pouring pennies into some socks they have around. We don't need to discard for unblockable, though. We have a flying commander. Hey, thank you, Bandit. No, all right. Chat, everybody stop. White bread, the deck is perfect. The only thing keeping you from the peak is that for bracket 2, you are a fucking maniac. You are... This is a live image of you attempting to play this deck at a bracket 2 table. Other than that, this is beautiful and it has my blessing. I would wholeheartedly recommend cutting some of the removal for more effects that loot. Especially anything that lets you loot at instant speed. I think there is There is a very important argument, especially for when you play this deck against the same people again, where they're going to go like, oh, okay, we're safe. He doesn't have anything in his graveyard right now. And anything to let you go like, oop, now I do. Oh, true, and swap one of your removal pieces for Bitter Triumph if you don't have Bitter Triumph already. Like, slaughter, like Heartless Act becomes Bitter Triumph, and then shave removal a little bit. But oh lord, what's a good instant speed looter for black? You're really limited to the colorless ones. I cannot recommend enough. Play Deal Broker. It's such a bad card, but it crews your commander and it can loot. Come on, you have to. You have to. You can be like, none of this text matters. None of this text means a single thing anyway. So those are my recommendations. This fucks. I love it. You are the devil. Don't bring it anywhere near me. Lego Fox, thank you for the Twitch follow up for the doghouse. Nylock, thank you for saying so. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. All right, we're going to the manual ad break, and then it's time for Saber of Red's deck. Everybody tell one of our kitties that you love her. The other kitty is off camera, but she's very needy. This is bracket 2 the same way Hanma is a normal human. Yeah, the removal is definitely really high for bracket 2, but like, hey, every table's different, you know? Who's my precious girl? Who's my precious girl? No, come back, Nico. Nico, no! Lego, the commander is the Hindenburg. These motherfuckers have dinosaurs. I gotta keep that thang on me. Yeah, but you got 21 thangs, dude. You're Tony 12 dicks out here. White ref! Ref, the mono black player is not being considerate of my game plan. I've been shot 15 times. Undercover, there are a couple ways to get me to review your deck. Most of them are on Ko-Fi. We do a free roast stream every month. I am not sure when this month's is going to happen, but I do promise it will. Let me reach back into my mind palace. Are there any mono black Chun guy that I forgot to give you? Let's see. There's the like sack a creature to draw a billion, but I genuinely don't think you need that. Kyra Cuto, thank you for the 10 months at Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. I think the only other thing you could argue for is to potentially have a living death effect in case of a board wipe. But even that, you have too much. You can't do that, actually. You have too much removal. Their graveyards are full of the dinosaurs, and you're going to bring them back if you living death. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, fuck it. Deck's perfect. All right, it's time for Saber of Red. This is the strongest deck, or the alleged strongest deck we will have looked at today. It is spooky, scary. It is a storm deck focused on needing a small number of spells and not drawing key dragons. Okay. Narrative Dragonstorm. Oh, based around Dragonstorm. All right, everybody, buckle the fuck up. We're about to see real mental illness. So this is a 9 mana card that tutors a dragon to field. I have had the unique displeasure of being hit by this bullshit by Ben Bateman in an Is It deck. I have no fucking idea how we're gonna do it in Mardu. But we're gonna Dragonstorm, presumably Family Feud test. Top
what in Mardu?
Dragonstorm. No, the deck's it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be Terror of the Peaks. It's gonna be Scourge of Alcus. It's gonna be Twin Flame Tyrant. And then maybe some other shit. Yeah, show me every ritual in red. Gaver Conti, thank you for the Twitch follow. There's no way we Balefire. Alright, so we have typically need a minimum storm count of 4, but specific setup cards mean we can kill people with as little as 3. Okay. I'm rocking with that. The commander, pretty art narrative, accelerants. Big score in this is bracket 4? Yeah, big score in bracket 4. Whoa. Whoa. All right, Lotho, Simeon. We got some rocks. Souls! Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's for storm count. This is a 1 mana spell. This is a 1 mana spell. We make a treasure. It's it's fine. It's fine. He's basically a talisman. Ragavan's chill, yeah, if you can get in with him. Smothering Tithe is very, very good. Black Market Connections feels a little bit slow for bracket 4, but if we're doing this in Mardu, we're getting a card and we're getting a treasure out of this. So we gotta make 9 mana. Holy fuck. Ugh. I'm worried. Card advantage. Ogma. Reunion. BMC again. Esper Sentinel. Necropotence. Night's Whisper. Yeah! I am a very important executive. Here are my 2 equally useful bodyguards. Jimmy Dick Crush and this piece of paper I wrote tough guy on. Son of a bitch. All right, so we got 2 cuts probably straight away. Is this gamble? No, this is faithless looting. Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely not. Okay. Okay. I think this is probably where we can make the most changes, because you like have to be turbo. You have to be the turbo player at the table. Like too much of this deck has to be crazy dragon orgy for you to have any hope of like playing the stacks game plan. And so if we're not going to play the slow and steady game plan, it is a really high bar for anything to not be like a tutor or a wheel. 5 illegal ornithopters, go! True. Yeah. Saber, that's the tech. That's the tech. You need 5 illegal copies of Ornithopter. Cut Sign in Blood right now. Get me 5 illegal Thopters. Will of the Jess guys? Sure, yeah. We get Flashback. That's like 2 different things. Bitterweed. Okay, so the haste enabler is part of what lets us Dragonstorm on 3. Okay, so we do terror, we get our commander, they all have haste, we make an extra dragon, we're doubling their damage, and they're swinging. Fire Crystal's fucking crazy here, dog. I really don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. I don't think the path to Dragonstorm for 3 is like the cost reduction really doesn't feel like enough. Maybe it is, but it feels too slow. Why is it $3,600? Listen, man, people do what they have to do. And all of these are very pretty art. Like this is the most expensive printing of I think every card in the deck. Drag Move out of the way, white bread. I will do whatever I need to do to make this deck function. That's so perfect. That's so perfect. If I can guarantee that every game of Commander you play, you get to resolve this card art, I will. I will do what it takes. I will put the 5 illegal copies of Ornithopter in your deck. All right, and then bigger Dragon Storms. Yeah, we get more. Hey, there's Valkis. There's Twin Flame Tyrant. Yeah. Okay, generating storm count. Here's every ritual we have access to. All right, these all work. I only have 1 Mox, which is kind of interesting. If Dragonstorm gets discarded or milled. Okay, we Mizzix's Mastery, Underworld Breach, or Will of the Jeskai. That seems fine. If Essential Dragons end up in hand. Okay, so we can sneak attack them to get some damage out. The effing casual. Thank you for the 4 months at tier 1. Welcome back to the dog home. Interaction. Ooh. I don't know about that guy. You got like Thrasios comboed one time and you were like, never again. I'm not. This is like, I don't think this is a bad card. Obviously, this is a good card. I think this is the wrong energy for the deck. This strikes me as just like you're worried about the wrong problem because you have to be the turbo guy. Your deck has set up shop being like, I need to make $1 million as quickly as possible. And Clarion Conqueror is like, well, what if we opened a lemonade stand? Did something for the community. You got to chuck him straight out the fucking window, in my opinion. Unless you have like one. No, I'm in a pod with a Selvala player. Well, I think that's where we have to. You have to compare. Do I pray to God that I get Clarion Conqueror every game? Or do I try to turbo faster than they can? That's the type of vibe decision that I think you're on the wrong side of right now. Like, I would run Lightning Bolt over Clarion Conqueror. Yeah, it's turning off our mana rocks, which does suck. But I think more important than the non-bow is like, this is... In every samurai anime, Clarion Conqueror is your moment of hesitation that gets you killed. We cannot have a moment of hesitation. We are trying to do a bad and dumb thing. Selvala is like fringe CEDH. Nariv is fringe bracket 3. We gotta commit. I kind of feel the same way about the board wipes. Like, I think if we're at the point where we have to board wipe to not win the game, I think we've missed that one. If we want to be Professor Turbo. Like, Rakdos Charm is efficient enough. The 3-mana stuff is really like feels too expensive. But it hits or 2 of these hit every permanent type, and so it can shut a lot of stuff down. And this is Exile, so it gets 1 rings too. We're gonna get to the ads in a bit. Time. We're still. Oh no. Yeah. You've been hurt too many times, and it made you responsible, and we gotta make you irresponsible. I cannot imagine one dragon that reanimating them saves. Like, this is reanimate and animate dead. If you were doing mass recursion, maybe, but reanimate and animate dead feel like an old moth-eaten parachute that's sitting in the corner of an airplane you made out of duct tape and methamphetamine. Like, we need more methamphetamine. We don't need the parachute that's going to collapse 10 seconds into use. The deck's biggest problem is consistency. Yeah, and you're having problems with consistency because you're committing too many slots to interacting with other people and trying to bail yourself out instead of just doing the thing you're meant to do. Have you ever watched Hunter x Hunter? There's a character in Hunter x Hunter named Gon, who's a fucking idiot. Not the biggest fan. You don't need to be a big fan. But there's a character in Hunter x Hunter whose only ability for a long time is to yell rock, paper, scissors, and then punch somebody. Over and over again, they tell him, hey man, you gotta come up with some different shit. You gotta get craftier. You gotta figure out a way to be more flexible or a way to bail yourself out of trouble. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna rock, paper, scissors a motherfucker. And it works. And your deck is gone. Whether or not you like Hunter x Hunter, doesn't matter. You don't need to spiritually identify with Gon, but the thing you want to do is very Jajankin coded. You have to be fully committed to this. Gon is not worried about his opponent's abilities. He is not worried about how he's going to deal with aerial attacks. He's not worried about ranged attacks. He is worried about yelling Ja John Ken and hitting a motherfucker. Hi, baby. And so I think your like Voice of Victory, fine. This is like the limit. This is the limit of non-turbo things I would put in the deck because it can protect your combo turn. But I would wholeheartedly argue all of your consistency issues are coming from the stuff you tried to play it safe with. We are preparing for a lot of scenarios that will not happen if we just do our thing. Yeah, full stop, all gas, no brakes. You have to think of yourself, I am worse Selvala. You have a different play pattern, you have a different combo. In your heart, you are like, what if I played a Selvala deck, but with a worse commander? You gotta believe even harder than Selvala believes in herself. So no plan Bs, no stacks. Everything has to draw you closer. We do have some tutors. I think we've left a couple on the bench. Like, we don't have Imperial Seal, I notice. There's Imperial Seal. There's Gamble that we don't have. Low land count is fine for this type of thing. Let's do some playtests and see how it's operating. All right. So I can do a land. I have one of my setup pieces. I think this is fine. Play Valakut. Flip this, play this. See, now I have to play Black Market Connections. Why? I got a backup piece in my hand. I got an interaction piece in my hand that's not going to be relevant. What if we didn't draw those two? Still kind of rough, but big score is at least a little bit better. On my next pre-combat main phase. Oh, a tap land! Say it ain't so! My heart. My heart. But we get to draw a card, and we get to make a treasure. So we use the treasure, we big score, we get rid of probably Rakdos Charm, draw 2. See, and we drew another backup card. We are going to be on 2 treasures now. I go get a land. Colors are fixed, who cares? Next turn. Now I have 2 dragons in my hand that are very important, which is a little bit devastating. At this point, I might just play Lathliss. Because I only have to use 1 treasure for it. Next turn, I get a Surveil land. Yeah, we have 2 Garnets, or... Yeah, like in bracket 4 by turn 6, stuff is already going wrong. What about this one? So we have relatively expensive removal, rituals, but not any card access. Okay, we have 2 lands. We have the goddamn stacks piece we didn't want to use. And then we have 2 of the dragons that we want to tutor. Oh. Hmm. Oh god, Hellkite Courser's here too. So turn 2, we don't even want to ritual. All we can do is hold up Rakdos Charm. Turn 4, still can't really do anything, because if we discard these dragons, we get kind of fucked for it too. Yeah. Alright, this one we at least have card draw, interaction, and something to do. But we can't get black for Sign in Blood. So we mull that. We have a protection piece. We have a cost reduction piece. If this was Gamble, this hand would be great. Yeah. Yeah, final assessment is we just really, really lack aggression. We have to be an idiot. We have to be a full idiot. And whether you are finding other ways to... Wheeling's kind of going to hurt you because you don't want to give up your dragons. But I think any tutor that is in your colors, that is not currently in the deck, you have to like sit down with a journal and write out a paragraph for why you made the decision to not run that tutor. Because even something like Bitter Reunion, which is meant to be one of our haste enablers, I spelled that wrong. I'm not even going to recommend something that's tremendously good, just as a thought exercise. If this was Imperial Recruiter, it could just decidedly draw Crashing Drawbridge, which is only 2 mana, so isn't like the hardest thing to storm into, and is another haste enabler. Versus Bitter Reunion, which we can't tutor, we have to hope we draw into. As a card draw piece, it's really limited. I don't even think Crashing Drawbridge should be in the deck because I don't think it's quick enough. But I think this deck has to be like, the plan you have laid out is by turn 4 or 5, you have either won the game or lost the game. There is no grinding it out. There is no, okay, I'm going to swap over to plan B. There is only, I have gotten the Dragonstorm combo turn done, or I have been fucketed, and I'm going to live with that. If you want to do a, like, more mid-rangey thing, I think that's possible, but I don't think Dragonstorm combo is going to be how you win with that deck. I do love the idea though. Holy fuck, especially this Lathliss art. And so I think the dream is alive, but I do think your board wipes, your stacks pieces, maybe even like Withering Torment has to die for the dream to live. These at least can come in untapped. And plan B has to die too. And if those become more tutors, more rituals, more pseudo wheels, like if you had Brass's Tunnel Grinder, right? You're never gonna flip Brass's Tunnel Grinder, but at least it's a like selective get more stuff into my hand. And then Silence and Voice of Victory are fine as protection. I think land count is mostly fine as well. But you could be doing like Basalt Monolith, because you only need it for one turn. And on the turn you play it, Basalt Monolith is just a 0 mana artifact, right? It's a Cheerio. That's the type of shit we gotta be on. That's the ladder we have to build. And based on the cards you've already picked, I trust you to pick those cards without me just yelling like, oh my god, here's a tutor, here's an artifact. Yeah, I struggle to not plan for contingencies. Then consider the next draft of this deck a little bit of therapy for you. Because you are going to have to commit. Yeah, you know what? Shayla's got it. This is perfect. You need to build a deck such that you are comfortable casting Wishclaw Talisman and throwing the game if you fail to convert. You want to be able to play this and be like, yes, the turn that I tutor with this card, I will win. The opponent I give this to will win the game after me should I fail. But should I fail, who cares? For those who come after. What about Anger and Grave Tutors for haste? Nah, too distracted. We have to be 100% in on the Dragonstorm plan. So that is your Shonen power-up arc. Until you are confident in your ability to win with Wishclaw Talisman in the deck, I don't think the deck is going to work the way you want it to. And if you want to build a Mardu deck that can plan for contingencies, Nariv and Dragonstorm combo is just probably not the angle for it. But idea is fucking awesome, and I wish you the very best of luck with it. So thank you for submitting Saber of Red. I hope you've enjoyed. We are going to go to the manual ad break, and then Z and I are going to fuck around in Expedition 33 a little bit more. And we're going to look at the rest of the custom cards. Yeah, Tim Nadargo is your mood board. We're not them, because we're not CEDH, but we're looking at what they did, and we're like, I want to do my version of that. All right, to the ad break. We'll be back soon. If you don't want spoilers for Expedition 33, check out now. It's a great game. I can't recommend it enough. Z and I are having a ton of fun playing it. You should play it spoiler-free if you can. YouTube, your stream is also going to die for a minute because we are going to take you down, then put you up with a new title. Yogi, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It is like it's a French JRPG.